in the Iron Man series on Monday in New York City. As a girl plays violin outside of a tech store, Iron Man comes crashing through that tech store as he's beating the shit out of a supervillain. But Iron Man seems to have total disregard for those around him as he blasts out of the tech store and into a building with supervillain in hand. He then flies into space and crashes into a satellite with the supervillain while divesting $65 billion from the market and subsequently crashing it. Now, a lot of people are pissed off about that satellite that got destroyed, but Tony doesn't seem to care too much. The next day, Tony agrees to an interview where he talks about how he's stepping away from Stark Industries as now they have machines to build other machines. But the interviewer doesn't let him off the hook as she calls him out for divesting $65 billion from the market and crashing it. But now that Tony has stepped away from the corporate life, he plans a cross-country road trip. Tony would pick up a 1970 Boss Mustang and speed through the countryside with his secretary while throwing his cell phone out the window. But as Tony is speeding and not completely paying attention, he almost drives off a cliff. The next day, with the Mustang totaled, Tony goes to pick up a new car, but he wants something a little more casual, so he picks up a 1978 Dodge Aspen. As Tony is in traffic, he wonders where he can go to really test this car out. Tony goes back to his place where he's visited by the Wasp. She tells Tony that she's moved on and she thinks that's what's for the best. Later that night on Amsterdam Avenue, Tony shows up to a street race as he's looking to get in on the action. But they call him a cop and tell him to go away until Tony pulls out $5,000 and tells him he's just a dumb rich guy looking to lose some money. They bring out a dude named Halcyon who just so happens to be the champ, but he's also a mute and he communicates through sign language. In sign language, he tells Tony to get ready to see his headlights. Tony and Halcyon get in their whips and they square off, preparing to race. As the race commences, Tony pulls out in front, but Halcyon is in a red El Camino, and unfortunately for Tony, Halcyon is on that ass. As the two come down the home stretch, Halcyon pulls in front of Tony and takes the win. Halcyon tells Tony, "Come back if you ever want to lose another $5,000. Later that night, at a party, Tony would be approached by all kinds of rich people looking to bring him on for business ventures. But Tony tells them he's retired. But as the night goes on, Tony runs into an old friend in Patsy Walker. Tony invites Patsy to the back as he wants to show her something.